Hey guys, Newbie here, and I wanted to basically run through a tutorial on how to work the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire automatic breeding software. So what you can see right from the start, you need to have your character immediately to the left of the daycare boy, and you want to start already on your bike. You want to also make sure that you've got the bike and the Eon flute as a registered item. I've added some code with the Eon flute just to reset the location if it gets off course. You want to also make sure the text speed is set to fast. You want to make sure on your PC when you go to deposit Pokemon that deposit is the option at the top of the menu. There is a way that you can customize that in game, and some people have had that change with, for example, organized boxes at the top, and it's caused them some problems. So you want to make sure deposit is the top item on the menu. You also want to make sure that you've got an empty box set before you start, and then when you're ready, you double click on this. Is version 2.1 that I'm running at the moment. It's the most recent version, and you'll see it says, do you want to load settings? So I've added a feature basically where you can save your settings and then load them just to save time when you're doing this, but for now I haven't got any loaded settings, so we'll say no, and we'll just open camera 0, which should be the right webcam. Yep, which is just open on another screen for me, so I'll just see if I can move that. There we go, you should be able to see that now. Is the camera correct? Yes. Okay, so you'll just see it's come up with this red box around the outside of the screen. That's basically an automatic calibration feature that I've added, and that's just so that you can use the same piece of software with the different versions of 3DS, and also maybe if your camera is slightly misaligned. I do notice sometimes the lenses are a little bit different on the webcams. Okay, so that has been calibrated correctly automatically, but if it doesn't, you can just say no, and then you'll see there's this little red corner. You just basically have to locate onto the corner of the screen just by using you can see the buttons here: E for up, D for down, S for left, F for right. And then once we've got that in the right place, 0, and then we need to do the same with the bottom right corner, which is, it's a little bit slow moving down there, but there we go. Which I didn't actually have to do this because obviously it automatically calibrated it right anyway, but now we've got that box around the outside. Is it calibrated correctly? Yes. Into COM port number 13 for me. Okay, which direction is the bike registered? For me it's up, so I'll hit E, and the Eon flute is registered left in game. And do you want to save these settings? So I'm going to hit yes, and then that should create a file. Actually, you've just seen up here, it's just created this file, GamePRo params, which is basically the parameters it will need. So next time I want to come in, I don't have to go through all of this. I can just hit load settings, and they will all load up automatically, including the screen calibration. Alright, so it's given me the option, do you want to check IVs? So I'll just say, for now, let's just say yes. Do you want to keep males? Okay, so it gives you the option. You can decide if you want to keep only one gender specifically, and then for each one, so let's say we want to keep males, yes. You can set the minimum IVs that you want. So let's say I want males with 5 IVs or better, and let's say maybe I don't want females. So if I hit enter now, then it should basically start running. Yep, there it goes. Alright, so I'm just actually going to, before it gets any further, I'll close that, because I actually don't want to check IVs in this instance. I just want to run it to try and find a shiny. But we'll just open this up again. And do you want to load settings? Well, this time we do have these saved settings here. So I'll just hit yes. There we go, everything's loaded up. The camera's just opened on the other screen. Do I want to check IVs? No, I don't. And I don't want to keep males or females. Alright, and we are underway. And that's basically all there is to it, so it should just run from there. Excuse me, I'm just going to leave that running, and I will show you something else that I've actually developed when when X and Y first came out, which is this little tool here, which is just cut off the screen at the moment. Hang on, we'll just resize that. This is basically a calculator for working out the odds of breeding a Pokemon with specific IVs. So what we've got here is basically the parent Pokemon, if you know what their IVs are. So let's say, for example, when this box here is where you input your the IVs that you want. So let's say we're trying to get a Pokemon with all 6 perfect IVs. So if I've put a 1 in the square, it means it's a perfect IV. And let's say the 2 parent Pokemon each have 5 perfect IVs. So what we're going to do, we'll make that 0 and make that a 1. So here we've got the 2 parent Pokemon, the female and the male, both have perfect IVs in these first 5 stats, but they don't have a perfect IV in speed, which is why the 0 is put in there. Okay, so this is basically the likelihood of getting a perfect IV in each stat. So this is basically saying there's about an 84% chance that hit point, attack, defense, special attack, or special defense is going to be a perfect IV, but there's only this very small chance, about 5 in 1,000, that speed's going to be a perfect IV. So this is probably the more interesting one over here. This tells you the probability of getting a Pokemon with perfect IVs and the odds of that happening. So at the moment it's about 1 in 192, so I'd expect to have to hatch 192 eggs before I got one with 6 perfect IVs. But I would just want to show you something that may be useful. So let's say, for example, because I had these both with 5 IVs, but they were the same 5 IVs in the parents. If I make them different, so that I've effectively got all 6 IVs covered somewhere in the parents. Now there's I would only have to hatch 96 eggs to get that Pokemon with 6 perfect IVs. So it's just a little useful tool that you can use to work out roughly how long it's going to take you to breed the Pokemon that you want. So I'll leave a copy of this little spreadsheet in the Dropbox, which is basically going to be linked down in the description, along with obviously the software for this as well. Alright, so this is obviously just running in the background. We've collected 5 eggs so far. I might just leave this running for a bit and maybe speed it up so you can see the full cycle of how it works right through to depositing and then back out to starting again. Right, there you go. So you can see it's just completed the cycle. Now it's basically back to where it started, and it's going to start collecting eggs again. So it tells you over here, keeps track of how many eggs you've hatched in total, and how many are male and female, and also if you've found any shinies, or if you've deposited your Pokemon, if you say looking for specific IVs. Alright, so we'll leave it there anyway, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it useful. And as I said, feel free to use that tool for calculating chances of finding any IVs that you might want, whether you've got a GamePRo or not. I'm sure it will come in handy. So thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya!